I feel cheated. I just paid 15 mil for this. Oh no, watch out, bear. Woo! Don't get run over by a train, buddy. Something mysterious. We found a bear that's running. Oh no, bear, no! Immortal bears. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 and the free mode with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful little world right here. Now, first things first, just a quick apology from me that this episode is actually a day late. Somehow yesterday just didn't quite work out for me, and I ran out of time, then the stream came, and well, just one thing added up to another, and I have a bit of a delay going now, unfortunately, but we are right back to that today, and of course, you know, the usual Saturday episode is going to be coming your way soon as well. But with that out of the way, we are back around here, and last time we actually ended off the episode setting up some of these train stations out here for coal, for iron, and for steel, because we do now slowly but surely want to take on actually producing some goods out here in Broadstairs and St. Peter's to, well, firstly supply Broadstairs and St. Peter's with those, but also in the future probably supply Staplefort with those to actually amp up the growth in that city too. And, well, Badal, you know, also needs that. Just actually looking at Staplefort, I think there's theoretically a goods factory right here, so we could actually supply that with a separate one, and we'll kind of have to see, you know, what the good demands are going to be and how much goods we're going to be able to produce here. But for the time being, the focus shall lie then on actually getting the coal and the iron out here to go and produce us a good bunch of steel. So what we're going to do for a start is actually, well, placing down some more high-speed train tracks in order to actually provide all the train lines that we need to, oh no, to deliver all the steel, all the iron, all the coal, and then also, of course, move out all the steel. Now, that platform is not in the right spot, and the question here sort of kind of being, how do we want to kind of deliver the steel to out here once it's ready to be delivered? The thing is, the plastic is going to come from far away, as far as I remember, and I'm not quite sure how far, but it was pretty darn far. Where was the plastic art that we wanted to... What was the plastic factory? Actually, really totally unsure. It must have been ages away. Was it this one? Because, you know, we kind of need this one for that. Oh boy, there's literally next to no plastic factories anywhere around. There's another one out here, which is super far, I suppose. Do we not have any closer ones? Was that the idea, yeah? Wow. That is honestly quite mad. Yeah, it seems like that's the closest plastic factory, so down here is where we would pull the plastic from. I guess we could supply this one with that plastic factory up there, you know. As we've kind of learned in the past, I think lines become, well, not necessarily more profitable, but we do make a lot more money, depending on how far the point of delivery is away from the point of retrieval, so it would work for us, probably. But if this comes from all the way down here, I mean, we could pull this across here, have a bit of a curvature going in right here, and then somewhat have this actually tuck in nicely. Now the thing is with this metal, like, well, with the steel though, it's really not far in terms of delivery distance, you know. Then again, I'm kind of thinking we're probably going to need to deliver a lot of it, and I'm also kind of not really looking forward to doing more truck spams, so I think we're going to do this by train regardless for the time being, and we're probably going to add another train track out here that we're going to eventually just use to kind of guide the plastic through. Like, we're going to have it come all the way over here and just, you know, nicely guide it in, or maybe even like that, kind of depending on how the curvature works for us. So that being the idea right there, and then we will eventually need to build another train station right here, of course, for the steel and everything. Also, kind of gonna have to get rid of this road and tree. redo that. The goods themselves, I'm thinking, well, at least for Broadstairs and St. Peter's, we'll probably just end up delivering by truck. I don't really feel like building another train station for that town, and it's really not that far, so we can probably just upgrade the road, use a few trucks to deliver that. We will probably, regardless, need to use the train station that we built here, though, in order to deliver the goods out to Badal. Because that's a long way to go, and Badal definitely needs the goods too, and we definitely want to make sure that Badal gets those goods in order to amp up that city's growth as well. But with that said, let's kind of look at setting up the train tracks here now. So this thing, it's gonna have to kind of come in like that for a start. We will go and probably build a tunnel through here, eventually merge that with the other train track out there too. Always make sure that it's somewhat nice and straight and speedy, and yeah, that works perfectly. Okay, so that's that part set up. That's the coal. Now we do the same for the iron. Shouldn't be the hardest task in the world, unless we of course run out of money, which rather obviously is the case right here. So quickly speed up time, and boom, 6 mil earned. It's kind of insane the amounts of money we're making at this point, isn't it? Like, I mean, our earnings say minus 3 mil, but I'm pretty sure that is because it actually counts our investments into infrastructure too. So I'm actually kind of interested to see what it would be without those investments, and I'm sure we're going to find out eventually when we get a bit further in the game. Now, this here, not being what I wanted to do, but that is what I wanted to do. Just going to make those train tracks nice and parallel, and then we're going to pull this the few last miles into the destination as well, and that's going to be that part set up beautifully. Awesome. So, I think first task of the day here has to be to set up a train depot, actually get a train underway that can start making us some money off these train tracks, because we've at this point invested a whole lot in this, so you know, may as well make sure that we get something back from it, and that is once we can afford the 21,000 bucks for the train depot. Wow. But yeah, I mean, that's just the spikiness due to the high running costs, of course, so nothing to worry about there, mostly. Earn 1 million with airplanes within a month? Not bad. Not bad at all. That's kind of insane, especially given how small our airplanes are at the moment in terms of, like, carrying capacity, you know, it's kind of mad, I would argue. But let's do something like this, you know, just connect these things up, and we're probably going to keep time going quickly for a second while we set up the lines, because we will probably need a bunch of money for these trains. First thing I'll set up is actually the iron, because the train needs to cross the railway before I can get the other one going. So, that here is going to be iron to Broadstairs steel mill. Beautiful. And we still don't have enough money, so let's quickly take the time to set up the other one too. There goes 10 mil, wow. This one right here is then going to be coal to Broadstairs steel mill. Absolutely marvelous. Okay, so that's the plan right there. Now we actually need the money to set up this stuff. We're currently at 6.7 mil. The question being, we are producing 400 here. I'm not quite sure how much steel 9 we actually need. Wow. Okay. I feel as though we will, in the future, need to actually beef this up quite a bit. We will need to get deliveries in from another iron mine and another coal mine. So that'll be interesting. Probably going to connect the closest ones up right here, because I can't really seem to see anything that's really nicely in line or something. Oh, actually, there's an iron mine down here which we can probably connect, which would not be an issue had we connected this to somewhere further along the left. Wait, let's maybe rethink this in the interest of actually not having to build 2 train stations for this. Maybe we will just build 2 train stations for this, to be honest. I don't really want to tear all this apart, because this was actually quite pricey, including the tunnels. I think the smarter choice would probably be just building 2 train stations, having one right here, and having this thing go rather straight and this thing go around the corner a bit with a slower speed train, because it's kind of close anyways. I think that has to be the way that we do things here. Unfortunately, it's not really ideal. Only learned this after the fact now, but yeah, I mean, given that we're producing a max of 200 at the moment, even if we fulfill like, if we deliver every bit of iron and coal we mine out here, that's just going to be enough for this first level. Once this goes to level 2, it's probably going to go to 400 production, which means that we will need 800 units of iron and coal, at which point we'll just build a second train station. I think that's the better plan. So, we do know then that we have to fulfill a rate or a frequency of 400 for both of these mines. Now, this thing's kind of cool. I really want to do some sort of mountainous train line with like some beautiful bridges and have that zoom around there. Oh, that would be nice. I think we got to do that at some point just to kind of do something that looks good, you know? Just something, I don't know, some little inspirational project. Why not? But with that said, we don't really care that much about emissions out here, to be honest. There's no cities anywhere close, so we don't actually care at all about emissions. We could, and we will probably, just use something like that. I mean, the thing is, the maintenance is lower. The power is slightly lower, so it will take a little more time to speed up, but it is quite fast. Alternatively, I guess something like a Flying Scotsman would also be an idea, which has even less power though, so I'm kind of worried about that, especially given that there's quite a bit of an incline out there that we actually have to take care of. Also, the thing is, though, that we can't really go above 80 kilometers an hour anyway, so the speed doesn't matter. Do we have something that's, like, decent power, but not all too fast? Something like that, maybe. You know, the thing here... I think we may be actually doing this with crocodiles, just to save some maintenance. Like, we can only go 5 kilometers an hour faster than this top speed anyways with these carts. It has got decent power, and crucially, only 1 mil of maintenance. Then again, this thing is 1.03 mil of maintenance. But, you know, the power is no different. You know, the power between these is the same. This one would have more power, and we would get 5 kilometers an hour more out of it. But, like, it's 300k more a year. I don't feel that's worth it. Let's go with crocodiles. I'm not even sure. I think we're using crocodiles somewhere, actually. Like some fuel delivery thing or something. But you can see already that the train itself costs us 6 mil. So let's get the time sped up in the background here. God, these old box cars. Do you still remember it? It's been so long since we used these old things, hasn't it? Probably going to get another level of carts soon that's going to allow our trains to go way faster than ever before. And that's going to be more efficient and everything, which is going to be great. But yeah, that's been a long while. That said, let's kind of pause time right here for a second. 11 mil, that should be very nice to get started. We will go and add a few of these gondolas now. I'm not 100% sure as to the capacity that we need. We actually probably need even more money, to be fair. Let's start this out with like 184 capacity. And then we will check out the rate while we actually look at this thing driving out of there, which kind of means that we need to actually assign it to this. Beautiful. So that beauty is going to be driving out of here. Kind of not the most modern train that we have anymore, but for what we needed to do, I think the most efficient one currently until we get faster train cars, actually. So, honk honk, choo choo. Hello? What do you mean? Unacceptable. The train driver's not honking for me. This has never happened. Unheard of. Well, damn. Okay. Anyways, beautiful train right there. Beautiful background landscape right there. Let's go and look at the rate. We go to Iron Broadstairs Steel Mill. Rate of 342, so we do actually need a few more carts. Let's go and fix that. We are at good currently, 59 in high slopes, so, you know, still alright, I suppose. 55 in high slopes. We will see how that works for us. Iron Broadstairs Steel Mill 387, so we add like another 2 gondolas, and then we should hopefully be fine. That is a long-ass train. Wow. 417. Beautiful. Okay, that is the first line covered, which actually is the shorter one. So we've got like 184 and 4. Why is it split across capacities? That's kind of weird. But if we look at this, we've got 28 train carts, 300 meters of a train right here, and that's going to be our shorter one because, well, this thing is further away, so we actually need more train carts to actually match the rate that we need. So, it's going to be insane. Hopefully, they're at least going to make me some good money for it if I already invest all this money into them. So, let's kind of more or less mimic that thing for the time being. We're going to go up to, it was like 300 meters, wasn't it? So, that was sort of kind of the old capacity that we were working with. We're going to add another 4 carts to that, like that, for the time being. That also gets us down to mediocre speed, which is something to pay attention to, of course. We have got coal, Broadstairs, steel mill. Let's see if this one at least honks for us, alright? Like, that's unacceptable if we don't hear a honk twice in a row. Come on. Honk honk. I'm not hearing anything. Does this train, like, not have a honk, like a horn, or... What in the world? I feel cheated. I just paid 15 mil for this. Oh no, watch out, bear! Woo! Don't get run over by a train, buddy. Something mysterious. We found a bear that's running. Oh no, bear, no! Immortal bears. Oh boy. Alright, but yeah, so, apparently this train doesn't have a horn or something, I don't know. Very annoying that, but, well, this guy's going on his merry way too. Let's check out his rate right here, 338. Are you out of your mind? Okay, I'm hoping that we can actually make this work somehow. Because, quite frankly, I'm kind of worried at this point that if we add too many carts, he won't be able to get up that slope anymore, or it will slow him down so much that it's, not really worth the train cart adding anymore, so we'll see about that. For the time being, we'll have to wait for a quick bit of money to actually invest in that. You know, just spend like 30 million in the space of 2 minutes and wondering why I don't have any more money here. But yeah, so we will have to hope that that somehow will end up working. Because 338, like, there's a lot missing. Like, given that I just added the 4 carts, holy moly. This guy here, first delivery right there, 1.5 mil, absolutely beautiful. Slight bit of an issue there. Wait a second, I saw that. We're gonna get back to modifying that in a second. Do you see the issue? He's just using this train track. What in the world? Okay, we're gonna have to go and swap the terminals around. The iron is gonna go to Terminal 2, please. Whoopsie. Those trains would have had to wait for each other 50 bajillion times in a row. Good thing I actually saw that. Now you... Yeah, that's what I'm saying, waiting for free path, because we of course don't have any train signals, because of course it wasn't planned that this guy goes on that train track. He's starting to speed up though, that's nice. Let's go and actually add a few more gondolas to this thing. Wait, did it still take my old modifications into account, or why is there so much of a cost here? Or let's do that. 38. Yeah, it still had my old modifications in there, I think. Now, where does that make us end up? Coal. 401. Perfect. Okay, that works, I guess. If we quickly just look at this. Mediocre. He does still get to 42 kilometers an hour in high slopes, so that's fine. But yeah, that's kind of the thing that I was worried about, because there's a lot of high slopes in this whole section here, I think. Like, if we look at the topography, you can sort of kind of slightly see that it just keeps going up here, basically. It's not really that visible from top-down perspective, but yeah. It actually keeps just going and going. It's not as crazy as here, luckily, because I think this incline here is pretty mad. But still, you know. He's not going to be at that 70 kilometers an hour all the time, I think. So, yeah. Happy that that works. But you know, the tunnels and everything, of course, helping. That said, those trains are chugging along nicely. We are now making some steel, so I think the next step here would be getting the steel delivered and making even more money off this production chain that we're now building up. kind of quickly want to look at my earnings and stuff. Holy bejesus! 20 million! We made 20 million in that year. Railroad alone. Water 2, Air 3. Holy, wow. 25 million in a year. And we only lost money because we invested 35 million for even more money to be made. So, you know. Slight insanity right there. But beautiful. So, what we're going to do next here for a quick second is we're going to actually destroy some roads. Just like that. And then we're going to redo these roads out here. So, what I probably... No, I mean, I don't really care much about the street, to be honest, because, well, we don't... Wow, okay. We don't really need to use these. We just kind of want to have some connection going here, I think, because... Why not? You know, don't have to cut it off from the rest of the world, but, well, we're quickly gonna go and fix that whenever we actually get some more money rolling in again, which is here. Beautiful. And those 10 mil should carry us through a few minutes of building, so we'll just go and do something like that instead. So we've got some nice space, and then... Well, technically, I probably want to go and deliver these goods, like, along here, so I want to... probably have the train station on the left side. I can't really just tear down this road out here. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to have the train station on the left side here. And slightly, somewhat angle it in. We're going to make things high speed, 240 meters long. I think that makes about some sense. And then we're going to sort of kind of place it like that. That should allow us to have a nice curvature right here and a somewhat decent curvature right there, I hope. So, editing that real quick, because I forgot to get a second train track set up. You know, you can technically, I think, actually do this before the fact, but that would imply that I actually pay attention to what I'm doing. So, we go, and now... set up a connection. Now the question being, I guess this is kind of going to be the pass-through for plastic. Actually, that means that I need a third train track, because I don't only need to deliver steel, I eventually also need to deliver plastic, and then I need a deliver out route. So, steel, plastic, and deliver out part. Then, we go, make some high-speed train tracks, we kind of connect that up. It's not ideal in terms of speed and everything, I know, but it's fine. It's such a short connection, we don't really need that high speeds anyways, I suppose. We're going to just have this going parallel for the plastic. Eventually you can already pull that out, why in the world not? And I just noticed a bit of an issue. I built this a bit too close here, because I kind of technically need to attach this to a street. So, that's going to be a curious one. I'm going to pull this street out here a bit, and, well, these side thingies can still connect, so that's fine, I guess. That's that being delivered then. Beautiful. And, well, that's going to be the goods factory also connected. Now, I'm wondering, if I only deliver steel, is it still going to take it? I guess so, right? We're just not going to, make any goods, I suppose, but it would still take it. Now, the thing is, this only has a production here of 100. So, it's also only going to take 100 steel, so don't actually quite need the rates. I was kind of wondering here about the train, but that's, of course, fine, because we have paused the time. I was getting a bit worried here for a second. But we're going to get this set up regardless, I think. Let me get the train depot connected. Beautiful. And then... probably going to need some signals here for a quick second just to make sure that the train can get across. Beautiful. And, well, then we're going to get a steel delivery line set up. Now, I think we can probably make this like the smallest and cheapest train in the world to match 100 of the frequency. We really don't need much at all. But we will call this steel to goods Broadstairs. Or, well, maybe we can actually match our other naming convention and call this Goods Factory. Not Good Factory, but Goods Factory. And, well, then we need to get another train going. So, buying vehicles, let's go and probably grab whatever is the cheapest. Well, actually, I mean, this one here is kind of worth it compared to that one. It's not really that much more maintenance, and we get a lot more power and speed out of it. So a BR75.4, I think, is usually a very good choice in terms of cheap to maintain locomotives. We're going to have to grab a few flat cars with side stakes, and we're probably going to make it like that for the time being. Then we're going to see how it's going to work out. Let's go and get that assigned to that line for the time being. Let's wait for the honk. Hopefully, the first honk this episode. If we don't get a honk now, I'm gonna lose my mind. Come on, honk for me. Actually, quite big. There we go. Beautiful. Thank you. Actually, quite big, that train, is what I wanted to say for how it looks on the pictures. Yeah, quite solid. But this thing is gonna roll out right there. We are gonna go and look at this. We have a rate of 306. Are you out of your mind? This thing has 6 train cards attached to it. That's fine. We're just going to keep it like that for the time being, I suppose. Kind of interesting. That, by the way, works by like an inch. Stop driving into the train! What in the world? Causing a collision. Okay, but yeah, so, that works. You know, that's gonna keep us, well, sorted for, like, the next 2 bajillion years, so that's beautiful, and we're gonna make some money off that still, too. Now, well, we've got 14 million in the back of our hands, 16 million now, 17 million now. The money just keeps flowing in every second that I talk. And we have got another big task at hand, because I think the next thing that we really need to take care of now is grabbing some oil from up here, getting that refined out here, making that oil into plastic down here, and speaking of which, I think that we can supply that all with 1 oil refinery, but we need to actually get 2 oil wells attached to that oil refinery, so a lot of train tracks are set up there. Then we go and deliver that plastic all the way around and to out here, make goods, and finally get that delivered. What an insane supply chain for this stuff. A lot of work still to do. We're not going to be able to do it today, though, unfortunately. Why is that train... Do you see this? What is that train doing? Are you good? Oh, there's a tunnel right there. I was kind of worried there for a second. But yeah, so a lot of things still to do. Nothing that we can finish this episode, unfortunately. So, well, we're going to have to end it off right here for today with this beautiful, beautiful setup going on. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. As usual, then, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out a ton with the video performance. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way, then, as usual, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.